Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Monday, the 10th of August. All right, now as we come into the start of the week, it's a good time to review the major data last week, and that was really completing or finishing the week with the non-farm payrolls. Now, this US non-farm payrolls number, in usual market conditions, is very hectic, creates a huge amount of volatility, et cetera, et cetera. Now, what we're seeing with a lot of the fundamentals or the macroeconomic data is they're not really impacting. But this situation here is they're pretty good numbers right across the board, a bit of a pickup. And what that's seen, just looking at the US dollar here, has seen the US dollar get enough momentum to break through that first resistance level. And it's almost like a little bit of a clean out, okay? Gave it that little boost, and then that's all she wrote, right? So once again, liquidity is pulled out of the market around these big releases. The stops are triggered, bit of a short-term little move higher, and then start to trading sideways. So that's where we start the week now. So we've had a bit of a clean out in a few of these, few of the currency pairs, but overall the main trends are still in play. It's just a bit of a short-term, shuffle of the deck as the short-term traders are stopped out. Now the Aussie still trading within recent ranges, didn't have enough momentum to kick down through that. You can see here where Euro, Sterling and Kiwi have just dropped down, but most of these pairs have the next level of support just below. So to me, it's a bit of a wait and see. What we want to see is a bunch of US numbers, okay, come out and they all be strong. Then that's when we'll start to see a consistent move or maybe a rally back in the US dollar. But at this point, it is a little bit muted. Dollar CAD really back into the range here at 133.70. I still like the idea of selling this, but it's a bit of patience at the moment as we start the week. Now, just on that, just have a look at the news before I get you to the daily market insight page. There's a bit of US-China news. There's a fair bit of China across the board. China let one of their small banks, looks like it's a bit of a piggy bank for an insurer, go under. There's also the talk of, the tensions between the US and China increasing. There's the arrest of the high-profile media tycoon Jimmy Lau, and then just talking about the dollar, coming back to saying, well, struggles to sustain rally. That's fair enough, but you know what? It's holding the gains from Friday. It's just we're not sure where it's going from here. Okay, so that's the main part of coming into trading Monday. It's problematic. There's a lot of news over the weekends, especially around these geopolitical events. And that's what you have to be sort of dodging at this point. So just coming into trading now, normal market conditions, there's no gaps in the market. There's no weird news that I can see. Strong non-farm payrolls, a little bit of a risk-on situation as far as the equity markets go. If I just scroll down here, now this is what I was talking about. Market direction, short-term, the momentum has been sapped out of the market. Now, we had weak US dollar sentiment the last week or week and a half. That has just slowly diminished, and a lot of the pairs are now drifting sideways and waiting for that next key fundamental bit of news, whether it's a data release or just a geopolitical release, to give us the next move. Now, if the next move is back with the long-term trends, well, we're going to have a lot of trades lining up. But if they're against that, like as in dollar rallying, well, it's going to be against the overall trends, and that's, it's going to make trading a little bit more difficult because the short-term moves will be going against the longer-term moves, and that's a little bit strange in itself. So to me, it makes a good idea to fine-tune your charts, find out where your support and resistance levels are, and let the markets open up across North America, Europe, and we'll see how they come out. So no trades to mention. Few trades last week, and it's not a bad time on a Monday to go back through and just check out what macroeconomic data is coming out. Okay, at the moment, it isn't a high profile thing to be following, but I tell you what, as a trader, it's one of those things that I've always been trained to do is have a look at the numbers, see what's going on. You never know when these things are going to kick into gear. So, as I said, we've had strong US numbers Friday. If we get some more, say, weak European numbers, like the German zoo economic sentiment numbers, that could be the catalyst for that next move down in the euro. So you want to pay attention to these. US PPI, and you go through there. We've got a real big week of data. I know it's a bit of a shame that the macroeconomic data isn't really consistently impacting at the moment. Otherwise, we'd have pretty good opportunities coming up. All right, guys, that's it from me. Bit of an interesting week. We're just going to wait and see where that dollar goes from here. At the moment, it's just sort of trading sideways. But with that, you know, if you are looking at the dollar index as an indication of what is happening with the US dollar, well, just have a look here. As I said a sort of week or so ago, you're looking at, we've got a lot of resistance levels on the way up, right? So it's going to find it hard unless there's something crazy good coming out of the States. I think we'll find selling back towards these resistance levels is the way to go. All right, guys, have a good week. Cheerio.